Aarti, I would like to ask on the behalf of a global age parents, how right or wrong it is for them to check their child's, adolescent child's communication, chats, mobile, what are they up to online, what are they what are they doing in their life?
So basically, ma'am, this is not a right or wrong black and white answer, because at the base of this is the trust equation that you have already developed with your child. If I already have a trusting relationship where there is two-way communication, I'm able to have my child come and share what's happening and things like that. I don't really need to do the policing. But assuming that I've been an extremely controlling parent who's always, been very punitive, very critical, very judgmental, etc. If I also end up checking the phone, things like that, it's going to create a bigger rift in my relationship. So this has to be done in a very systematic way. First is internet safety. Now, just like you would teach your child how to lock the house when they're alone, don't open the door for a stranger, or you tell them if somebody asks for your phone number, don't give it just like that. So we have certain rules for safety, right? For kidnapping and all that. Similarly, we need to set certain rules for the internet, because we are opening ourselves to a lot of danger. And there are many obvious threats in the internet. So because of that, I need to set some ground rules that, for example, if you're going to use the laptop, it's going to be in a common space where everybody can see what you're using. It's at that level that we are doing this, and not because we don't trust them, but because the internet has predators, the internet has phishing attacks, the internet has a lot of known threats which the police department has always been educating us about. So for that sense, in that sense, we need to have the laptop or whatever device the child is using in a place which can be supervised. This is the first. Second, we need to set rules like you don't give your password to anybody, your PIN number, OTP, those, anything that is safety, security related is not shared with other people. You don't befriend anybody on social media that you don't know, who have like photographs of a heroine on a hero, not their actual DP. You don't, make friends with them. You don't share any personal information about your location. So these kind of basic internet safety rules have to be brought in on an everyday basis. It may seem like you're lecturing, but you may need to just take one point a day and say, beta, remember, this is not allowed, it's not safe for you. And when there is a news article where somebody breached that and then there was a problem, it has to be spoken to the child like a very casual thing. See, remember I told you about this is what has happened to somebody. So very casual chats around it, because we are responsible for telling children what is dangerous. See, now for example, children, when they see these stairs, are going to run. They'll try to jump. Wouldn't you tell them, be careful? It's the same thing that we do with internet safety, but in a more communicative fashion, not in the punitive fashion. Can I check the phone of the child? You may need to even take permission from them, saying, I'd like to see what you're doing. And that's always much more transparent. Now, assuming that you did not have the luxury of building a great trusting relationship, then you may need to sort of start now and connect with your child, build the rapport over a period of time so that they feel comfortable enough sharing with you. If none of this can work for you, it's important to understand that you don't need to give a smartphone to your child. Because sometimes I feel it's easier to give a basic generic phone where they can just make calls, receive calls and send out an SMS. I know it's boring, but from the trust equation, when the child realizes that my parents have nothing to check here, I can be extremely transparent here, it goes a long way in building a great bridge upon which communication can be built, the relationship can be built, and then later on negotiate about how a smartphone can be brought in. So from my side, I know it sounds very conservative, very regressive, but sometimes when the trust equation is not well developed, it may be better to start this way.
And also it's important for safety of the child also, especially in these times. Relevant points. Thank you, Aarti.